Hi guys, Omar with Overlanding Just Cause, and in this video, I got a new tent. I'm gonna put it up, I'm gonna try it out. One of my current videos, I said when you get something new, test it out. I'm gonna try it out, test it out, practice putting it up real quick, but I also wanna do a comparison with my old tent. One thing that my wife and I were talking about in deciding in getting a new tent, because we've had this Coleman top for almost 3 years now. The biggest decision was that this worked well. It's a 10-person tent. We have plenty of room for wife and I and 2 kids and 2 big dogs, but the problem was that there was no awning, there was no vestibule, there was no get dry or cleaned up before you enter the tent. And that was the only bad thing about this Coleman top. It was easy setup, it was big enough, easy to pack up, everything was perfect, other than we tracked all the dirt inside the tent. So we decided to get this Coleman 8-person Skydome tent with a screen room, and we're gonna use the screen room as a little vestibule to dry and clean the dogs, you know, make sure the kids are good to go, and us before we actually enter the tent with the bedding and you know, everything we want to keep clean. Looked online, the Skydome seemed like it was the right choice for us as far as price wise. It was good. I got it on Amazon for, I want to say, 120 bucks. I've seen them at Costco, and yeah, they're on sale at different times of the year. Slightly different dimensions from this one. I believe this one is 13 by 9. This one is 12 by 13. So square footage wise, it's slightly bigger. It could fit more than 8 if you want to fit a couple in the vestibule, but as far as the main part of the tent, it says up to 8. So let's put it up. We're gonna put this one up eventually towards the end. I just want to show you the comparison and what I'm talking about. First time putting this tent up, bear with me. Right off the bat, I like the size difference. Now, this one is an instant tent, which means that the poles are connected to it and all you have to do is extend them out. This one, Coleman calls it their easy setup system, where the poles are connected, but you still have to extend them. And that's what I mean by connected. This is the rain fly. Now, main body, black pole times 2, and a gray pole is here. So black pole times 2, all right. All right, so times 1. All right, well, so far so good. Pole, so they cross, clip them up. All right, and then the gray pole is for the vestibule. And then from here, tent stake. All right, so let me show you what I've got. Here's the Coleman 8-person Skydome. Wife and I, after our last trip, we decided, you know what, maybe it's time for a new tent. We talked about wanting a vestibule, and this one has that. So the rain fly would cover from obviously the back of the tent all the way to right here. And then you have coverings inside for the actual vestibule. So that's why you're able to sleep 2 more in this area right here. But for my family and I's case, this is going to be our little walk-in area. Shoes off, or we could bring our shoes in here. I mean, that's what it's for. This area is just gonna get dirty. I think I have it a little too tight because it's kind of extended a little too high. That's all right, I'll figure it out. Here is the actual tent itself. You have 2 little storage bins, 1 on each side, but we'll have our full-size mattress over here. We'll have the cot-size mattresses for the 2 kids, and then the dogs. And even if I have my older kids coming, there's still plenty of space for more mattresses to add. This is going to be our new tent only because of this area right here. So I'll put a little rug in this area. I'll have towels to dry the dog's feet. All this is part of the vestibule. Entrance, mud room, and go inside and be clean to sleep. So that was the biggest issue with this tent right here. Now let me set up the Coleman tent and let me show you how much faster it is with the poles already connected to it. The reason why I didn't mind not having an instant tent, and I keep doing this because it's relative, right? Instant to some people, it's literally unhatching their rooftop tent and pushing it up, and that's instant. In this case, when we're talking about a ground tent, it's relative on how fast. The reason why I didn't care too much about how fast it was is because this is a family tent and we have all hands on deck when we're setting up. So it's not like I'm here by myself trying to set this thing up in 10, 15 minutes. But even by myself, just setting it up now for the first time, I mean, it probably took 10 minutes. And that was including looking at the instructions because I don't read. Push it a little bit over here. I start extending. And that's it. Rain fly and we're done. But as far as setup, that's it. Now, let me show you the entrance and why we decided to go the different route. We even looked at tents that had an awning, and even an awning would be better because if it's raining, we could get underneath, get cleaned up real quick, dried off, and then enter the tent. We decided to go with the vestibule instead of the awning. So again, this is 13 by 10 or 9, and it's huge. Right? But as soon as you open it up, you're inside. So we kind of designated this entry right here as our, come in, take your shoes off. It's always grass and it's wet in this area. It gets messy. And as you can see from our last camping trip where it was soaking wet, everything was wet and just a lot of dirt in here. I let it air dry for a couple days, cleaned it out. I even take a rag to the bottom and I take a rag to the actual tent just to take care of it and try to preserve it as long as I can. So now the only thing left, because this is my first time setting it up, is I am going to now put the rain fly on. I am going to hit all the walls and everything with Scotch Guard and let it dry for about an hour. And then I'm gonna pack it back up. This thing is pretty massive and it's going to be the new replacement for the Coleman top. And remember, even though we do have to do a lot of clipping and a little bit more prepping to get it up, all hands on deck, everyone's gonna be helping out. It'll go up in no time. There is a slight difference and an advantage having the instant tent where the poles are already connected and all you have to do is extend it out and put the rain fly on. All right, let's put this rain fly on. Let's test it out. Right. All right. Not gonna lie, that kicked my butt. All right, again, one person setting it up. Not ideal. It's a huge tent, but made it work. 4 spots, and then the front. I was wondering because this window back here is just all vented. There's no screen like this one, but it does go over the poles. There are little Velcro straps right here, as you can see, that go around the pole. The only 2 Velcro straps that I did was the ones up here, just for this this practice setup. This would go all the way around, Velcro up. Good coverage, huge rain fly. Tall enough for me to stand up on it. I mean, I am kind of on the edge, so I'm touching the mosquito netting, but plenty of space to change. The other thing my family and I would do is we would set up our little poop station, our toilet, inside our tent, and now we can set it up in the vestibule. If somebody needs to use the bathroom at night, they just come out into the vestibule, close it up, have the toilet set up already, and then take care of business. Or even if we're just outside hanging out, the toilet would always be set up in the tent area just for privacy. Yeah, now it could be in the vestibule, so that's awesome. Anyway, guys, when you go out camping, overlanding with the family, there's things that you kind of learn as you go. Like I said, I bought this Coleman top. It was on the cheaper side on Amazon, It's worked well. I mean, it's worked great for us. Spacious. When it's raining, it's kept us dry. Big enough that once we go inside, you know, we can play games, things like that, card games. So yeah, it's plenty of room, nothing wrong with it. The only negative part about it was that it tracked a lot of dirt inside. And that's why now we hopefully upgraded. We'll see, we haven't used it out camping yet, but we've hopefully upgraded it and got a fix for that. And that's by getting a vestibule. And again, vestibule or awning, just somewhere that you can stay dry, clean up before you enter the tent is ideal. That's what we have with this. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.